Amy Billig, the girl who vanished without a trace. In 1974, Coconut Grove, Florida, was a sun-drenched bohemian neighborhood filled with artists, musicians, and free spirits. Tucked beneath the sway of palm trees and the hum of Volkswagen vans, it offered an almost dreamlike escape from the growing chaos of the outside world. But beneath its laid-back charm, a darker undercurrent simmered. Violent crime was on the rise. Motorcycle gangs rolled through town unchecked. And amid that haze of idealism and danger, a 17-year-old girl named Amy Billig would step outside for a simple errand and never come home. On March 5th, Amy left her family's Coconut Grove home, intending to walk a short distance to her father's art gallery. It was a quiet afternoon, not unlike any other, but by nightfall, Amy had vanished without a trace. No confirmed sightings, no body, no answers. Just a stunned family and one of Florida's most haunting, unsolved mysteries. Today, we're retracing Amy's final known movements, the bizarre twists that followed, and the chilling phone calls that tormented her family for over 2 decades. This is the story of Amy Billig, the girl everyone loved. Amy Chantel Billig was born on January 9, 1957, in Oyster Bay, New York. Her parents, Nathaniel and Susan Billig, were creatives. Her father, a gallery owner, her mother, an interior designer with an eye for beauty and an unshakable love for her daughter. In 1969, the Billigs moved to Coconut Grove, drawn by its artistic energy and promise of a better life. Amy thrived in that environment. She played guitar and flute, kept stacks of journals filled with poetry, and spent hours drawing dolphins and writing about the ocean. Her teachers called her thoughtful. Her friends called her kind. Amy wasn't just another teenager. She gave her allowance to musicians on the street. She once tried to teach a turtle how to high-five. She loved Joni Mitchell, Sylvia Plath, and spiritual books. And she often walked barefoot through parks, feeding stray cats and sketching from the swings. One neighbor recalled, "She always had this quiet glow. You couldn't help but smile around her." She worked part-time at the Miami Seaquarium, where she helped train dolphins. She dreamed of moving to New York City to perform on stage. Broadway was her finish line. But Amy had a habit common in the 70s, hitchhiking. It was considered safe enough back then, especially in a familiar neighborhood. Her mother, worried but not alarmed, reminded her to be careful. Amy always promised she would be, the day she vanished. March 5th, 1974, was warm and breezy. Amy came home from school around noon. She changed her blouse, grabbed a yogurt, and called her father at his art gallery just a few blocks away. She asked for $2 so she could grab lunch with friends at Peacock Park. The errand was small, routine. She promised she'd stop by the gallery shortly. As she passed the corner market near Poinciana Street and Main Highway, construction workers noticed her smiling as she thumbed a ride. That was the last time anyone ever saw her. The panic begins. Amy didn't show up for lunch. She didn't stop by the gallery. She didn't come home. By evening, her friends were calling asking where she was, but no one knew. By 6 a.m. the next morning, her mother, Susan, filed a missing persons report with Miami police. From the start, investigators believed something was wrong. Amy had left behind money, clothes, and everything else she would have taken on a trip. This wasn't a runaway. Police canvassed the area, distributed flyers, and questioned dozens of neighbors. They searched Peacock Park, woods, backyards, but nothing. Then on March 18, a clue. Amy's Instamatic camera was found nearly 250 miles away near an exit off the Florida Turnpike in Wildwood. It was labeled with her name. Inside was a blurry photo of a light-colored van parked beside a vine-covered wall. Police couldn't identify the van. The clue went nowhere. Rumors and the biker gangs. The investigation turned bizarre when rumors began to swirl about a motorcycle gang passing through Miami that week. Tips pointed toward 2 groups, the pagans and the outlaws. One woman, calling herself Susan Johnson, phoned Susan Billig, claiming Amy had been taken north. A man in the outlaws was named. An Orlando store clerk even reported a girl resembling Amy buying vegetarian soup, which matched Amy's diet. Susan began chasing every lead across Florida. One hip sent her to a biker bar outside Tampa, another to the Everglades. Every time she returned home empty-handed, but determined. Then, in 1975, a man named Paul Branch, a known pagan, contacted her. He claimed Amy had attended a party with other gang members. He described in detail a 2-inch scar on Amy's abdomen from an appendectomy, a detail never shared publicly. Susan believed him. But over time, his stories changed. Eventually, he disappeared. The phone calls. As if the mystery wasn't painful enough, Susan began receiving anonymous phone calls that would torment her for 21 years. The voice on the line said he had Amy. He described her as a sex slave, moved from place to place. Sometimes he demanded money, other times he just taunted her. One chilling call. "We want mother-daughter teams." Another. "Your daughter doesn't have long." The Billigs recorded dozens of these calls, handing the tapes to police and the FBI. For decades, no one could trace the voice. Then, in 1995, investigators finally did. The caller was Henry Johnson Blair, a respected U.S. Customs agent. He admitted everything, but said he had never met Amy. He claimed he called out of compulsion. He was convicted of stalking and served 2 years in prison. He also settled a $5 million civil suit with Susan out of court. The final clue. In 1998, Paul Branch, the biker who once claimed to know Amy, died of cancer. On his deathbed, he allegedly confessed to his wife that Amy had been kidnapped, taken to a gang party in the Everglades, raped repeatedly, drugged, and ultimately overdosed. Her body, he said, was dumped in the swamp. Detective Jack Calvar, who led the investigation, said Branch's confession included non-public details, lending it credibility. But without a body, it remained speculation. The Everglades never gave up their secrets. The legacy Susan Billig never changed her phone number. She wanted Amy to be able to call, no matter what. She traveled over 500,000 miles following leads. She answered over 1,000 anonymous letters. She chased rumors from biker bars to Canada, never giving up. Her husband Nathaniel passed in 1993. Susan died in 2005, just days after stopping her daily meditation, something she'd done since Amy vanished. In 1998, Susan held a memorial service. There was no grave, no body, no certainty, just grief and hope. A meditation garden now sits in Coconut Grove, dedicated to Amy. Her brother Joshua continues the search for answers. Unanswered questions. So what really happened to Amy Billig? Was it a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time? Was Paul Branch telling the truth, or was he protecting someone else? Could that overexposed photo of a van hold the key? Why did Blair make those calls, and was he truly uninvolved? To this day, sightings of Amy, real or imagined, occasionally trickle in. She's been seen in Colorado, Texas, even Europe, but none have ever been confirmed. Amy Billig disappeared on a sunny afternoon, walking to ask her father for $2. What should have been a forgettable errand turned into a decades-long nightmare, one that shattered a family and mystified an entire country. Her case remains unsolved. If you know anything, even something small,